Apostle.
Okay, hold on.
All right, we already have some people coming in. Nope, we still that's too much. No. Okay. All right, who is there? Please greet us. Let's be able to greet you. And let's Facebook. Let's check. Let's. So I'm going to be welcoming people on YouTube before we go to Facebook. So who is there? ADEOSUN. Hi. Thank you. Nice to see you today. Who else is there? Who else do we have there? What happened today? Guy. Yeah, please don't disappear like that, our hero.
Yeah, I'm using my phone. That's a challenge.
Yeah.
So someone just called me and I had to reject it.
Okay. We have. Who else do we have on YouTube? On YouTube? Let me know on Facebook where.
It's a serious challenge. Yeah.
So who do we have on YouTube? Apart from ADEOSUN, whoever is there, let us know that you are there. Move a bit to your, is it to your left? To me, just move towards me a little bit. To your right, yeah. Okay, Bimpe, Akinola. Yeah, just move, just a little bit move like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Okay, we have Gigi Genesis. Okay, Bimpe, Akinola, Gigi Genesis is here. Who else do we have there? From Rotterdam. Wow. Welcome. We are waiting for the Facebook audience. And once they come in, we will introduce our guest today to you. What we're having today is Kingdom Fruits. Kingdom Fruits is different from book review and is different from the Libya project. But Libya project, we are still going to talk about it anyway because that is a project that will need to make to go viral so that we'll be able to help as many people there as possible. Okay, we have Emeka Okoro here from Malaysia. That's on YouTube. Okay, it's like we are on Facebook. Okay, let me see who is there on Facebook so that we welcome our visitors on Facebook and we'll be able to greet them and welcome them and how I put 12 students back to school is the title of this broadcast today. How I put 12 children back in school. And that's the history of the modern day Christians. Before, we used to talk about the missionaries in Africa that came to Africa. They are the only ones who used to do that. Who built schools, who built hospitals, who used to put our parents and grandparents back to school and made them to be educated. And everybody just talking about their story and the missionaries did this, the missionaries did this, as if that is only possible in the days of the missionaries, as if that is no more possible today, as if we don't believe in the same Jesus like those same missionaries, as if it is not the same God that is in us as with the missionaries, as if these missionaries have two heads, as if it is their skin color that made them to be like that. But it's not their skin color, really. It's their belief system. It's their value system, which is the same belief that we are supposed to be having today. But unfortunately, because of the gospel, the kind of gospel that has been preached to us, our Christians today, they don't do anything like that. Okay, we have Omonike here on Facebook. We have Okeke. We have Monsaka, Fernandez, Ashibulu, Tracy, Irene, Kenny Shodunke, Akboka Desmond, John Victor, Jane Amadi, Raija Olania, Asani, Bola Ojo, Kenny Shodunke, Isaac Jude. Please, let's quickly go and call. This is a program where all of us should go and invite people and invite as many people as possible. Let's quickly go and invite as many people as possible to come and join us on YouTube, on Facebook. Please go tag as many friends as possible and go invite as many of your friends that you would like to see here. We have a very compelling story, very, very compelling. I'm very encouraged by it because Christianity is returning back to Nigeria gradually. And that's why we want to do Kingdom Fruits. Kingdom Fruits to expose and to give the platform to people who have decided to be Christians according to the biblical standard. According to the biblical standard. So someone like Opeyemi, who is our hero today, was never, he was a Christian since he was 5, but he, so to say, but he, he never really practiced Christian. He was like just a typical Nigerian Christian, going to church for what they could get from God and just using God rather than God using them. But thank God something happened to him, which is the reason I am with him today. So I'm going to ask Opeyemi to introduce himself to us. And he has a very, very compelling story, especially his story of him going to church and planning to become a millionaire. And not planning to, but just by sowing seed, like every other person. Tell me your Christian experience before you met DSA. Hello? Tell them your name, please.
Okay, my name is Opeyemi ADEOSUN.
Yes.
I'm from Ekiti State, and I live in the city of Abuja. So I'm very, very honored to be here. I was actually, I didn't want to do this because I didn't see anything special in what I did.
You put 12 children back to school, and that's not the only thing. We still have many, many other projects that you are doing here. But you know that even millionaires, there are people in Nigeria right now who are bringing 10 million tithe. 10 million tithe to their churches. Yes. 1 million, 2 million every Sunday, every month. Some of them give up to 10 million every month tithe to church. Do you know it doesn't even cross their mind to do what you have done? It doesn't even come to their mind. They don't even think they are doing anything bad. They just think as soon as they are giving it to the church, that means it is God they are giving it to. And then for the people who are desperate and destitute around them, they just even don't think about it. So what you are doing, you are laying a path, a new foundation of Christianity, the future Christianity that we want to see in Nigeria. You are laying the foundation. You are paving the path. So I am going to celebrate people like you, and many more will begin to arise thanks to your testimony. So I'm calling upon everybody right now to go and share this message and this link. Let's get everybody on board. Let them hear the story of this humble gentleman that doesn't even know he's doing anything special. It would have been special if not for the kind of gospel they have fed us with Nigeria that has not done anything good to the society. But, tell me your story, man. I want to hear your story. And if I want to hear your story, the world must hear your story.
Okay. So it all started in May. I am not really the social type. I only go to Facebook. If I go to Facebook, I just go there to watch jokes and funny things. and probably chat with a few people.
So you are a typical Nigerian that is. Where is that coming from? You are a typical Nigerian that used to live by jokes and comedy. What they call it in Nigeria? Comedy club, or what they call it?
Comedy, I think.
Is it? No. Those people joking around. Those people, they invite them to church. What do you call them?
Comedians.
Comedians, yeah. You know, they are. That is a country of. They have turned Nigeria to a country of futility, to a country of indolence, to a country of frivolousness, frivolity, triviality. That's what they have turned Nigeria to. In no country will sit down there and everybody is laughing around. Yes, in every country, people have got comedians and jokers who are joking around. But it's less than 1% of the population that responds to those kind of things. But in Nigeria today, it has become the hobby of almost everybody. It's almost 80% of Nigerians are living on those comedians and making them get rich. Because they are not thinking that you don't use to you need to use your mind. When you are a comedian, you don't need to use your mind. Your mind, they are using their mind to entertain you, and you don't need, let me tell you what. There is a theory that says this is how to make slaves of people. This is the theory that communism used, and this is the same principle that Nazism used. Have you heard of Hitler?
Sure.
That is the principle he used. Have you heard of Stalin?
Yes.
That is the principle he used. And what is this principle? This principle is called like this. All that is needed to enslave a populace or the masses is bread and entertainment. Bread, that is for give them something to eat or to drink, or just give them something to eat. Once they are not hungry, then give them entertainment. They are your slaves forever. But in Nigeria, they don't even give us food. Entertainment alone is enough. And they have enslaved the minds of our people. Thank God that you mentioned that seemingly insignificant aspect of your story. That the only reason why you go to the Facebook is to listen to those kind of jokes. And I'm sure there are millions of people like you in that country.
Okay. That's a serious issue. I never knew it was something serious. So in May, in one of those visits of mine to Facebook, I saw a short video of Pastor Sunday, and the thing caught my attention. I can't even remember the exact one. But I was so intrigued by what you said. Then the following day, I just saw the 7 o'clock broadcast popping up on my phone. So that's how I logged in. Then I can't remember maybe it was procession, start an offering, or paganism. I can't remember the exact. Since then, I got addicted. That if a man of God, and I've heard about you before, I've seen you before. In 2015, your picture was on we had a program in my church. I attend Dominion City Church, and 2014.
Are you still attending it up to now?
Yes, I am, but I have had a lot of reservations. It's an issue.
Okay.
It's an issue. Yeah. So even though Dominion City Church is a good church, but you
are talking comparison.
Yeah.
You are talking comparison to other ones.
Yes, okay. to other ones. So, but most of the things you were saying were things I had reservation on before. Like last year May, I started paying tithe because I attend foundational class. Even though I started attending Dominion Cities in 2013, I had a lot of reservations, so I just decided tithe is not for me. But I attended foundation class, and I felt, okay, maybe now I'm closer to Christ. The only sin I'm sinning now is not paying tithe. So maybe I should just completely obey and see if God will accept me wholeheartedly. Because I attend a church where it is foolish not to pay tithe. It is I never even knew that tithe was for welfare. Tithe was for.
You said it's a sin not to pay tithe.
That it is foolish not to pay tithe.
Foolish.
Yes.
What do you mean foolish?
I've heard that from my pastor saying that only fools will not pay tithe. I've heard that before several times.
Pay tithe to the church?
Yes, pay tithe. Yeah, pay tithe is now. So since May last year, 2016, I started paying my tithe. And even when I wanted to pay it, I felt, why will I drop it in just my church? Then I decided to, my belief was that we should bring it to the house of God. So I have 2 other ministries for the missionaries. So I distributed my tithe into 3, and I tried to do that. My wife objected. I married my wife from Living Faith. She objected that your tithe should be to the house of God. Where you are worshiping, where you are being fed. So she couldn't prove it from the Bible. So we agreed together. So I started paying my tithe in those 3 ministries until May this year, when I heard from you that tithe was for widows, for orphans, for strangers and co, and not only for church.
For the needy.
Yeah. And I went to my Bible, I read. Sir, like I said, even though I was born into a Christian home, maybe I should give a little background of myself. I gave back, my parents were real Christians, good Christians, especially my mom. And because, we were taught the way of the law, and we understand Christ from, we understand maybe it was religion or whatever, not sinning and so, but at age 17, something changed in my life. I gained admission into University of Ibadan, and then I was working in the church. As I opened the church, I don't know what they call it, church attendant or so. I opened the church in the morning. It was a redeemed church, and then I closed it in the evening. If there's an evening program, of course I wait. But a pastor was invited for a special program. As at that time, my salary, that was 2,000. My salary was 1,000 naira. So of course, I was taught to pay tithe. So my tithe was 100 naira. So this pastor came and for a 3-day program, and he told us a lot of things. And I so much believed. My innocent me so much believed that he asked us to sow half of our salary. So I decided there to pay my tithe 100 naira and half of my salary 500 naira. And the picture it painted to me was that there was a man who an angel threw money from Egypt. He gave that example, and he gave other examples, but that was the one that stuck to me, that actually an angel can actually throw money to me.
So he told you that there was a scenario,
yes,
whereby an angel threw
money from a jeep, from a car, from a vehicle.
To whom?
To someone who sold. To someone who sold money, and he told not me alone. He told us in church while preaching. So, and of course,
this was a redeemed church.
Yes, sir. One of the parishes.
So you actually believe that this could happen to you?
Yes, sir.
And you expected it to happen?
I believed. I was 17, going to 18. So I believed. My mother believed. Everybody believed. And then
that that a jeep was going to pass by?
That it could happen, that it happened to someone. So if it happened to someone, definitely it can happen to me.
So you gave half of your salary?
Which was 500,000. Thank God it wasn't 1 million naira, sir. It was 500 naira.
So after that, were you really expecting something to happen?
Sir, for good 2 weeks, I sat down in front of my church because it's just by the roadside. I sat down in front of my church expecting any car that passed to throw something at me, to throw money at me. 2 weeks.
Are you serious?
So I've told a few people these stories, but it's unfortunate it's coming out now. But 2 weeks, and I sat down in front of my church, and every day I was telling God that where is my money? Where is my money? And I was believing. I was in fact, those were the periods I learned to communicate with God like friends. Like I was thinking it's just someone close to me, and I could talk to him, and he's hearing me, because I became born again for those 2 weeks. I became very, very born again.
Expecting your money to come back.
For my money to come back in millions.
In millions?
Yes, sir.
Is that what the pastor said?
No, he said God can multiply it 100-fold, 1,000-fold, million-fold. So I claimed the million-fold. I claimed the million-fold. So after 2 weeks, and I gave God 2 weeks.
You were sitting down
in front of my church. I was a church attendant. I opened the church, I closed the church. So, of course, I put my chair in front of the church at the road, by the roadside. And
that the jeep will pass.
A jeep will pass, and jeeps were passing, cars were passing, and they never threw money. They never threw money.
But you were expecting them to throw money.
I was for 2 weeks.
This is how people believe pastors in Nigeria.
So after the 2 weeks, I entered the church after the 2 weeks, and I told God that, okay, you didn't give me money. I am backsliding. I told God that.
Okay, you are disillusioned.
Maybe that's the word. But I told God that, okay, since
were you angry? Were you really angry or disappointed?
I was disappointed. I was really, really disappointed. So it was about the time I was to enter university. So I went I entered school, and then I just couldn't cope with Christianity. Of course, I joined the same regime in church because I didn't want to get entangled with court boys, and also I had to attach myself to a church in my 100 level. But by second semester, by second semester, when I got my feet, I wasn't attending church anymore, and then that was just it. If I went to church, maybe just for something else. For years, I spent 7 years in school, and that was it.
So you were so broken. It means you were broken.
I guess I was, even though I wasn't thinking about it. I just felt that, okay, maybe God wasn't really listening, or so. Maybe God wasn't really there. There are times I had doubts that God really existed, but it's something I couldn't voice out to anybody, because you can't. It's not something you can say around here that maybe there was God. But I'm a thinker. I think a lot. I think deep, and many times I reach the conclusion that probably He just leaves us here to live our lives and die and go somewhere.
But I'm surprised. Why are you not connected? Why are you connected with God? So it means whatever people do whatever pastors do in the name of God, people actually think that is God. Because you are supposed to, in Europe here, people will not say that is God. People will say the pastor fix me up or hook me up. The pastor is the pastor that is the crook, not God. Because he used the name of God, but it's not God.
Yeah, my God. Pastor, even in my current church, and that's one of the areas I'm having problems since I started listening to you. Even before I started listening to you, I started asking questions. One of the major beliefs we have here is that pastors are representative of God. And that is the everything. I don't know if it's
so. If you are not a pastor now, you are not a representative of God.
I just learned that from you, sir. I never, even though we know we are children of God, they call us children of God, but there's an hierarchy in the kingdom. There's an hierarchy in the kingdom. So
which hierarchy?
The whole idea.
Hierarchy in the kingdom?
Yeah, pastors are more superior.
No, you are not serious.
If pastors are not superior, we won't be running to them. Pastors are more superior, sir. Yeah.
People believe that in Nigeria?
So pastors can actually control one's home. Pastors, they dictate what happens in your home. They dictate the kind of job you take. They dictate a lot of things. These are just usual things. And this is one of the reasons why I also couldn't go back to church on time. And by 2009, when I finished serving, the country, NYSC, I decided to move back to Anglican because we were Anglican from the beginning. So I joined Anglican and I joined Chorister because...
No, do you want to tell me that even now?
Yes.
This year, like this, 2017, in
yes,
Nigeria and in your church, there are people who believe that their pastor or pastors in general are superior to them as Christians?
This is a general belief, sir. When the pastor says something and you don't even want to disobey, why would you want to disobey in the first place? Because the pastor gets better inspiration. The pastor is more anointed. The pastor is more knowledgeable and is closer to God. He can hear better from God. So if he tries to guide
why should anybody assume that?
Well, it's now I begin to understand that I can. Many people are assuming that, and I think I even have a better alternative because I've been far away from God, and I still kept asking certain questions because many unanswered questions in my mind, but they are not even the questions I could ask openly. But eventually,
you couldn't ask openly.
I don't think there were no questions I could ask openly because you of course I don't even think you will get answers to them. They are just general beliefs, and you just have to accept some of these things dogmatically. Is an issue. So I started attending Anglican church, and that was it. But when I moved to Abuja, I also continued in Anglican church in 2013. Early 2013, but of course, I couldn't feel Anglican church has changed to a very large extent. Gospel has moved in, but Abuja, I couldn't feel the gospel I was feeling in Ibadan. So I decided to look for another church, and that was when the day I joined Dominion City, my church. I entered 4 churches. Dominion City was the 4th church I entered, just to feel it. So just like I know, but when I entered the church, they were preaching about love, and that was what really attracted me to the church. And then I see that even among so many other churches, they are still, to some extent, they still preach the truth. But when I hear the truth from your side, and it prompted me to open my Bible and read. Another issue is that I wasn't reading the Bible. I thought I was Christian, but I wasn't reading the Bible. I won't lie about that. I never read the Bible. I only read it maybe when I use devotional books and and that's with my wife. That was even after I got married. Just pray and use devotional books. There was no personal connection with God. There was no personal relationship per se. So when I started listening to you, I now felt, okay, if this God is actually a father and is an invisible God, and all we have to do is just believe with faith. I understood the essence of faith. I understood that, we're actually, I understood my position and that devil is down there. I understood that I don't need to pray against my enemy. I never thought about that. That one can be in this world and not pray against the enemy. When you showed that part in Matthew chapter 5 and Romans chapter 12, I was just wondering. And when I started, and in May, that same May, I opened the book of Matthew chapter 1. I started reading. I said, whatever this man is saying, I think he keeps talking about Jesus, that this is what Jesus wants. This is how Jesus lived. And this is how Jesus wants us to live. And there was something you said. I can't remember, but you said something that in the Bible, many people spoke. You said prophets spoke, kings spoke, even animals spoke, angels spoke, then Jesus also spoke. And you said that, is it that which one is the most important? Who is the most important among all these? And we all agree is Jesus, because he's our Lord and Savior, the author and finisher of our faith. So, and I said, let me study the life of Jesus. What exactly does he want? So I started the book of Matthew, the book of Mark, Luke, John. Then I now saw that maybe what Jesus wants is just for us to show love. It's just for us to show love. And that was what really prompted me to start actively looking for a kind of help to provide. Because it's not as if I don't do anything at all, but I do not do it actively. It's just when people come to me, I go, okay, this is what I can afford, I do. But actively, then you go to the downtrodden, you go to the less privileged, and you assist. And that was what really prompted me to do what I did.
So even though they were preaching love in the church you are going to, so what does love mean if they didn't teach you like that?
I don't even want to say things about my church, because if I say things about my church, we'll be scared. So I will want to say things. I will just speak generally.
Even though you've been a Christian all your life,
yes,
but that, or you started reading the Bible after you started listening to Pastor Sunday?
Yes, in May 2017.
Since May this year?
Yes, sir.
And that is when you began to understand the mission of Jesus and the purpose of a Christian life.
Exactly. That is when I started to understand that in fact, I listened to the love series, and you were saying that I cannot serve God unless I serve man. That we cannot love God unless we love fellow men. That we cannot honor God unless we love fellow
human
men.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I never in my life think that I'm serving God by serving man. I never in my life thought that. I never. Because I don't think, so one very important thing I need you to understand here is that I think when the Bible says faith cometh by hearing, it's not just hearing once or twice. It's not as if some of these churches don't preach love, maybe in the month of love in February. So, but what we hear daily matters. What echoes in our mind, what the pastor tells us every day is what we stay. If the pastor keeps telling us that there's enemy, pray against enemy, that's why we keep assuming there's enemy. If the pastor keeps telling us that we should sow and God will bless us, that is what we stay. Because even though you may not believe at first, but eventually you will believe. Even when I thought I was a Christian, I told myself before May last year that I will never pay tithe. That this type of a thing is not correct, even though I didn't have proof. But I attended foundational class in May last year, and I was convinced. I thought I was convinced that okay, I'm now in Christ. I need to start paying tithe.
They brainwash you. So they use those foundational class, or what do you call it? Foundational classes to brainwash people.
Even in the same foundational class, it's also there that we should help others, that we should assist others. But those were not the things that are echoed every Sunday and every Wednesday. That is the challenge. They are there, but they don't echo it. But the one that they echo is what we benefit the church, and we, as assumingly benefit with the human. Then it is it is only through your message I understood that I was living an egocentric life. I thought God was just there to satisfy me and solve my problems. That was I never knew that I had anything to offer God. Even though we hear that we should speak and we preach the gospel. When you preach the gospel, God will be happy. When you win souls to Christ, God will be happy. But I never for once thought that anybody's life was more important than mine. I was the most important person to myself, and I was the most important person. But I now saw that Jesus was never the most important person to himself. If he was, he wouldn't have died. he wouldn't have made the sacrifices he made. So that means I should be like Jesus. And so the month of May, I stopped paying my tithe in church in the month of May. That month of May, I called my wife and we made a list of people who will assist with money. And I discovered that I paid times 3 of the amount I paid as tithe for 11 months, times 3.
So
and
you pay times 3 to whom?
To the poor,
okay, you started people, giving times 3. They are
times 3
more than the tithe you are giving to the church.
More than the tithe I gave, yeah.
That because, is using that money to do what?
Well, that was the month I remembered some of my siblings, some of my cousins, some of my aunties.
Before you never remember them?
No, I only remember them when they ask. I only remember them when they call me, and most of them don't even call. Most of them don't do. So I now saw that, because there was something you were saying, that you need to even remember your family members. You need to remember that your tithe can be used to help your family members. Your tithe can be used to help you. Sir, I did it and I was so fulfilled. I was more fulfilled than I was fulfilled when I was paying tithe, because there is this calmness that comes to me. I mean, that used to come to me when I started paying tithe in May. It was as if May last year, when I started paying tithe, it was as if all my sins were washed away. It was as if I was doing something right and everything was okay. Even though, like in my church, there is special, they call the tithers out and the pastor prays for them specially. I never went out for once, because I'm this type that I don't believe that anybody must see whatever you are doing for God. So I never went out for once. The people used to go out. But when I now understood this, I now saw that we are sent to this earth to actually achieve something, and we have limited time. And how will I be able to achieve it when the so-called 10% or whatever I want to give can do a lot, but I'm putting it only in church? And so what really got me concerned much, and today make the second Sunday I didn't go to church, because maybe I don't want to discuss much, but mainly in February this year, I decided to pay a part of my tithe in our welfare department, the welfare department. Now, do you know, I keep referring to my wife because we discussed a lot and we tried to get it. She objected that, welfare department, no, you should pay it in church. You should drop it in church. The welfare department is part of church. And because I was a member, I am a member of the welfare department, I wanted to, and we needed to do something in the month of love, which is February. So I decided to pay that because she couldn't prove from the Bible that it shouldn't be paid. And what really got me concerned again is that in my church, you are not even free to pay your tithe in the welfare department. And the welfare department really needs assistance, because it was also when I started listening to you that I also noticed that the welfare department of the church needs to wake up. So we started challenging one another, and things. I don't see things improving per se, because you see people putting all their resources out there because there are other projects to be done, but the welfare department is ignored.
No, I don't understand. What do you mean? You mean church members are the ones who are giving money to welfare department?
So what we do in my church now is that we contribute for welfare department.
No, let me tell you the way it's supposed to be, and the way it is in our church here.
Okay.
All money that comes into the church, either is tithe or offering, we always divide them, all the money, the budget that comes to our church here. We have what we call articles for them, financial statements. So we say, for example, 5% goes, or 10% or 20% goes for management of the premises and all those things, right? Rent and utilities. Then we have maybe another 10% or 15% goes for salaries of people, all right? Then we have another 5% that goes, or 10% or 15% goes into welfare department from everything that came to the church. So 20% or 15% of all the tithe and offering will go to welfare department. Then all the offering, 10, 20% of it will also go to welfare department. So the only thing welfare department does is to look into the letters and the applications for needs of people coming in and read it and verify if they are real or not, and then go and help them. But even besides that, what they do is to look for projects. So they have much money that they only are busy looking for projects to use to spend that money on. They are busy looking for the needy, looking for problems in the society to resolve with all the money coming into their department. That is what the duty of the welfare department is.
No. We task ourselves to pay certain amount. In fact, even I try to pay part of my tithe. Even from that May, I also pay part of my tithe in the welfare department. But I discussed with the welfare leader. She told me it's not even allowed. She told me it's not allowed. No, but I told her I will do that because that is what I am. You need resources. You need something to buy. We tasked ourselves in the month of July that we have been sleeping, nothing has been happening, and that we will contribute 3,000.
So what? Okay, if the church cannot even spend the money that people are giving as tithe and offering, if the church is not using it for the welfare of people, so where is all the money going to?
Who am I to ask that question, sir? Who am I to ask that question, sir? The point is that I wouldn't even mind if a special offering is raised for welfare. I wouldn't mind. If a special offering is raised for welfare generally in church,
you people have been so brainwashed. You should ask questions. If this money cannot even be used to help your own member, what is the money being used for? Where is the money going to? You should ask questions, elementary. Who is eating the money? Where is the money going to? Because your pastor, David Obuele is his name, he gives me, he used to give me money. And why should you be giving me money? I don't need his money. Why should he be giving me money when, he has members of his church that cannot be taken care of? Wrong priority, because he thinks that I'm anointed. I am the anointed man of God, so he needs to sow into me. But thank God, because he didn't give me the money cash myself. What happened was that he will give it to somebody, and he's gone, and he's nowhere. Then they will report back to me that somebody gave you money. That was when I used to visit Nigeria 10 years ago. So they used to say, oh, somebody, I said, what's his name? So I will see his name there. Then when I was here in Ukraine, he didn't send money, but he sent me Rolex. He's the one who sent me Rolex. I don't say, what do I do with Rolex? He sent me suits. I still have the suits that's here. So why should he be buying me anything when all church is member and this has expensive suits? What is wrong with these pastors in Nigeria? When they are members of his church that I need, is it favor he's looking for? Is it recognition? Is it blessing? Is it anointing? What is all this rubbish these our pastors are doing? Wrong priorities. Anyway, how did you come to take people out of school? So you stopped giving tithe and offering, and then you started, because now, first of all, tell us how many children you have sent back to school, and then how many people in because I saw your parlor, your sitting room with so many kids. They are more than 12. They are like 40 something or close to 50.
No, that was a parlor. That was the school, the kindergarten school. I put some of them.
Yeah, and then you have some other children from other neighborhood that what are you doing with those ones?
Okay, sir. So when I started listening,
how many people were in that photograph that I saw?
Yeah, I ordered for some of your books from Chioma 3 months ago,
yes.
And then you can, I even read one and I emailed you. I asked you some questions about it and you answered me.
Yes.
Then I picked only God can save Nigeria. What a myth.
Yes.
That was when I picked it. One very important thing I got from there was that I could start from somewhere.
Okay.
That whatever it is I contribute, no matter how small, that it matters a lot.
Yes.
That the way we can make this country great if we don't start contributing. So, for the first time in my life, I actively wanted to assist people.
After reading this book,
yes, sir.
Only God Can Save Nigeria, what a myth.
What a myth.
Were you not afraid? Because I heard that many people in Nigeria are afraid of reading this book. Because I said, only God can save Nigeria. And I said, nonsense. It's a myth.
In fact, the opening, I don't think I've because I've not been reading my Bible, so I'm sure a lot of people have seen that Psalm 115 verse 16, that even the heavens belongs to God, but the earth belongs to the children of men. I never knew that this earth is for us. I was thinking everything belongs to God, and my own understanding was that God will come and solve this problem. So God should come. So
you were thinking that only God will save Nigeria before?
Yes, everybody. I don't think. So this is a general knowledge. This is what we pray about. This is what we fast about. This is what
that God should come and solve the problem of Nigeria. He will come back now. I think that. And you mean that God should come and solve Nigeria's problem?
Yes, the way he assisted Nigeria and assisted UK, United Kingdom, France, and co, that he should come and solve our problem. And we are really open. In fact, I am really hoping that in my generation it will happen. But I now know that we are likely to be like this forever.
Until you read this book?
Yes, if we don't do something ourselves.
So what did you get after reading it?
So first of all, I discovered I only had sight, but there was no vision. I only had sight, there was no vision. Like I told you, I was living for myself. And when I say I'm living for myself, it's not as if I don't assist one way or the other, but I don't actively search for problems. And that is one thing I learned from this book. Like actively, you have to look for problems that you can solve. And I am this very quiet. I mean, not quiet. I don't want to be noticed. I never wanted to be noticed. That's why I first objected when you called for this. I don't want to be noticed. But I now noticed that there's no way you won't be noticed. That if you do something, I mean, there's no way you must just be noticed. So since this mentality, mentality of just sitting down there and not looking for problems vanished after reading this book, I decided to move around my communities. Even though I've been seeing some of these problems now, I reside in a developing community. It's called Dutse. It's a Dutse axis of Abuja. Yeah, and some of us bought land there, and we are building, and it's a developing place. And there are a lot of poor people around the area. So some live in non-completed buildings. There's a market built by the local government that was abandoned. So sometimes in August or September, I just went to the market and I saw that people were living there like refugees. And I went with a friend who was telling me things about them, that these guys don't have anything, they don't have, and I saw the life they were living there. So I decided, after reading, if I had read this book earlier, probably I would have taken better action. But luckily, November was not too late. I finished reading the book, I think, last week of October or first week of November. So immediately, I walked first to two of the uncompleted buildings that were not far from me. There are some Hausa Fulani guys living there. And I was asking them that, why are your children not in school? They said, there's no money. So but I know that they didn't just know the importance of education. So instead of giving rice, giving 500 Naira, 1,000, giving money, I thought, what is it that I can do to help my society? I think education is much more long-lasting or sustainable than just giving petty resources that they will consume and say thank you and go. So the the one of them has like 6 children because they give out to a lot of children. So I put the first two, which is 12 and 10. I picked both of them and I gave them the money to take to the school, then the others. But the funniest thing is that then in that month of November, the early November, I put 5 of them in school because I needed to pay for it and go. But that same November, the headmistress of the school called me. We had not met, but because those guys could not speak English, so even the father, when they got to the school, they gave the headmistress the phone, then I speak to her. So she called me that UNICEF was opening a kindergarten school, a kindergarten class in that school. And they're starting, and they were to start that last month, November, that it is free of charge, that is for the children between 3 and 5, and that all they needed to bring was their immunization card and birth certificate. So when I got this, I just went around and I told people, well, UNICEF is opening, try and take your children. But when I discovered that, so I was always communicating with the headmistress, and she told me that, don't I have people? I said, I've referred some people. But I now noticed that the people near me and those guys in the market were not really taking their children there. So I took 2-day leave just this last month, and that was a Thursday and a Friday, maybe the second Thursday. I went around and I tried to find out what was happening. So the problem was that these children could not get immunization card. They don't have immunization card and they don't have birth certificate because majority of them are illiterate. So on that Thursday, when I took the leave, I decided to drive down to the nearest public hospital to see if I could get immunization card for them or immunization certificate. So one very important thing I also need to say is that since May was the first time I will also actively park my car to pick people from where I live, to pick people that I don't know. Because I live, the place is a bit far from the, not very far, but from the main road. So from that May, when driving out, I park and I pick people. When coming in, I park from the junction and I pick people. That's another thing because when I listened to the love series was the first thing that really attracted me because I just felt Jesus is love. So when you started saying these things that you cannot love God without loving people, I started practicing that love. And I said, then also from June was the first time I also opened my mouth, maybe for the first time in my life, I don't know, to talk to people about Christ, to talk to people about God, because even though what we normally preach is salvation, confess your sin, but I now notice that I could actually preach love even without mentioning Jesus for the first time. I could actually tell people about the love of Christ, and I've made a number of friends just by doing that, and eventually some of them also are now, in Christ. So because what you practice, it will be easier for you to speak about. If you don't practice it, it will be very, very difficult. So I picked a woman when I was going to that hospital to look for immunization, to get immunization card for the children, or to find a way to get immunization card. And this woman happened to be working with Nigeria Population Commission. So she was the one who helped me out to get the immunization card and the birth certificate. And it was to close that same day. So God just ordered my step that very day. And it did not even cost much because it was free. I only paid, I would have, if I had gone to that hospital, probably I would have spent triple the money I spent. But she only collected less than 1,000 per child to get those documents for me. And when we took it to these families, they were amazed at how did we get it within a day. So I also went there with photographers. They took the pictures of these children, and now some of those children were the one you saw in the picture. I never knew I should take picture or anything. I had to send someone last Friday to just go to the place and take pictures of some of those children who were available. And I never thought I should take pictures of anybody or anything, because I thought I was just doing the normal thing.
It's better to document things. When you document things, then you could have a point of reference. When they grow up, they will be able to see themselves. And things change, yeah.
I was thinking that one was only for NGOs, but since I don't have any active NGO, I just felt I was doing normal.
For history, just like the Bible, we have Bible documentation.
Yeah. So now we have 12 of them. And when I saw the kind of smile and the kind of joy it brought to these families, you know, 6 of them are actually from Muslim families anyway. Like I told you, they are also Fulani people. And the others were just poor people staying in the market. When I saw that, I told God that, God, you just need to help me. I need to put at least 100 before next year, December. Either without any assistance.
So your tithe will not be enough, right? To put more.
Yeah, definitely it won't be enough. But I am also thinking, because
What about if you become an evangelist of love? Telling all of that church members. Hello? What about if you become an evangelist of love? Evangelizing Christians to stop giving their tithe to churches and be rather using their tithe to do what you are doing right now. But for them, let them also go and look for children and their relatives and any needy person in their village, anywhere. Let them be using their tithe. They shouldn't eat their tithe though, but let them use that tithe to take care of people just like you are doing now.
Yeah, that is what I've been preaching, sir. That is what I've been preaching. Because
you have to be recruiting them now. You have to be recruiting them. Let's go. We have children there. We have poor there. We have all these people there. We have to be recruiting them to stop giving money to these churches that are filthy rich, and that are just you are living a flamboyant lifestyle instead of taking care of the poor.
Sure. So that has been my message for some months. That has been my message, because the focus now should be on people. When I also understood that Jesus came to die for human beings,
not for building.
I didn't also know, or maybe it never
occurred
to you. Come to my consciousness that of course Jesus also loves.
So it never occurred to him that Jesus died for. It never occurred to him that Jesus died for human beings. No, we lost you. I can't hear you. Your voice. Put on your voice. You know something. I think when somebody called and your telephone, your voice is gone. After the call, you had a call and your voice was gone. So put on the volume in your set, huh? Take off the earpiece. Take off the earpiece. The earpiece, take it off. Yeah, that's it. We have it now.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I may not be able to hear you.
Now, it's okay now. We hear you now. It's good now. Talk now. You can talk now. No, it's gone again. Remove it again. Remove the earpiece from the telephone.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's good, yes.
Yeah, but I can hardly hear you well.
Yeah, you you can put it back now.
Okay, sorry.
In and out. Just need to put it out and in.
Okay, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Good.
Okay, let me just remove it.
Yeah.
So I was saying, I also didn't know that, Jesus also loves other people just as much as he loves
me.
It never occurred to me much, So when I understood it, that whatever I do for any human being made in the image and likeness of God, then I'm doing it for God. that is what really prompted me to start doing good, really.
Okay, now, but you also wrote something about, you said you have been looking for a place to start Saturday lesson. Tell us about the Saturday lessons.
Okay, so these children, like last Saturday, the Saturday before the last, I went to the uncompleted building and I was trying to relate with some of the children. And I saw that the 12-year-old and the 10-year-old, they are not picking up very well. Because of the age, they put him in primary 2, and the other one, 10-year, they put him in primary 1. So they are finding it difficult to pick up. And I discussed with one of my neighbors, and we said, okay, we need to start assisting these children if we really want them to pick up. Because if you just put them in school and you don't monitor them, their parents don't know anything about anything at all. So we need to assist them. But yesterday, I saw like 7 of them playing just around my area. And then, they were looking at me because they greeted me. Now they know me. But I opened my gate for them. I opened my gate and I opened my sitting room to them. And they entered my sitting room and they sat on the floor, just on the floor there. And of course, they are children, so I gave them something to eat and decided to also show them some movies, some cartoons. And I saw that my sitting room was actually adequate for them
to use.
Yeah, to use. So I never.
But it's also a strange thing in Nigeria for somebody that is average, that is okay, to bring poor children, poor Hausa children and Muslim children into your house, into your bedroom, into your parlor, into your sitting room.
7 of them, it was around 2 o'clock, 7 of them had not had their bath. So they don't even know what it takes about cleaning. They don't know. So they
have not had their bath in several days.
No, on that Saturday, of course, they went to school on Friday, so probably they must have had their bath. But on Saturday, they were just playing about, they have not had their bath. So you can imagine how dirty my sitting room became. When they left, then I told my wife, wow, this will not be easy, but this is the place we will use. Yes, so
because you couldn't get a better place, a public place.
Yeah, there's no better place. So, and it's cool.
Was your wife angry at you?
No, she wasn't. Even though she had not been listening to you actively, I have also become a pastor. That's one thing.
Okay, she has become your disciple.
Yeah. So for the first time in my life, my wife now, respects me more because she sees her husband quoting scripture.
Yeah, because a husband is supposed to be the pastor of the wife, supposed to be the head of the family.
Yes. So and she's also seen the practical part of it. She's also seen the practical part. So she of course she's a lover of kids, so she wouldn't have problem with that. So when they left, of course, I had to mop the whole place. The whole place was dirty. So I went to them this morning. Today, Sunday morning.
How many children did you bring?
There were 7. They were just
in your sitting room.
Yeah, in my sitting room, there were 7. And then, these were children who had never taken conflicts before. Or there's something we call
golden never taken what?
Conflicts.
Okay.
Conflict. Golden Mon. I don't know if you know what Golden Mon is. That was what I gave them to eat. And, then they had never watched cartoon before in the cartoon. Yeah, they had never watched cartoon before. 7 of them. Because they had no TV.
They never took conflicts before.
Yes, and they had never watched cartoon before. So they were much.
So you gave them conflicts to eat?
Yes, conflicts to eat and chocolate. So they were. You will see I want to call it the joy of the Lord.
So to just give conflicts and chocolate to children in Africa, That is already a big thing, eh?
Sir, I work in the northern part of Nigeria. I work in the northeastern part. I don't just work in the, so I've seen poverty. So these children I'm talking about are not even, they're even still okay compared to what is happening in the far north.
So to just give chocolate to a kid. So if I use my tithe now to just give chocolate to a kid, those children will remember it.
Jesus Christ. When I was living my own, because I don't have good internet network in my area, so I had to move out to be where I am now. I saw like some of them at my gate again. I had to tell them I was coming out. So this is just the life I have decided to live now. It's the life I'm deciding to live, and it's the life I pray God help me live. Because a lot of people, when they see me in front of some of those houses or chatting with those guys, they'll be wondering, they'll be passing. Huh? They will look at me and say, Doc, what are you doing there? What are you doing there? Yeah,
so Nigerians that are well-to-do, they don't want to associate themselves with poor people from their own country.
So the only kind of association you can have with them is just to give them something, give them arms, or maybe give them something to eat. You cannot sit with them and you cannot sit with them. I was telling my wife, now.
You cannot sit with fellow human beings like you?
I didn't know they were like me, so until just.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know they were like me.
You mean there are other Nigerians who go to church and they don't know that any other Nigerian, all the poor people, Hausa, Igbo, all of them are the same like them?
Sir, except we want to lie to ourselves. We may say it with mouth that, oh, we love them, sir, but there is no way you will treat them with dignity or with honor like you will treat the normal, the people like you, people at your level. There is no way. Except you.
Even though people go to church.
Sir, we don't hear all these things every Sunday. And I keep saying it is only the thing you hear regularly that will work for you.
So if this is one book that you have read, what would then happen to Nigeria if every Nigerian reads this book?
So if 1/10 of Nigeria reads this book and they act on it, I think Nigeria will move like 20 years forward if they are not, 20 years.
So people who are saying I shouldn't talk about my book, what will you tell them? Because I started talking about my book in the program because I know that he's helping people, he's delivering people, and I started talking about the people who say, oh, he's just talking about his book. What will you tell them?
I bought, I think 9 of the books for less than 10,000 naira.
So cheap. It's so cheap. Because it's not about the money.
I got only God can help Nigeria what they make. I got Who Am I? So they are big books, not just small. This is a kingdom-driven
life.
Kingdom-driven life. This is church shift. Even though I've not had time to read all of them, but when I saw them, I said, these things are cheap. They are cheap. So
because I'm not after the money. It's not after the money. Yeah, I just wanted to get to my people. I just want people to know that these miracles are there. We interviewed one guy yesterday who read just short shift in America, and he's doing revolution. He's turning America. He's turning America, his city upside down now by reading one book. You in Nigeria, you read one book and you are turning your world around. Can you imagine if we flood Nigeria with these books?
Sir, I think it's very, very important. Very, very important. I just hope people will get the understanding. People will understand why you are asking them to read this thing. I just hope they will just open it. Maybe just read the first few pages. Maybe they can even borrow it. They don't just read the first few pages. And one other thing I also want to start. I've called Chioma, and I'm also hoping I also want to get more books. Because I saw that.
Why don't you become a distributor?
Yeah, I'm
I'm giving everybody the right to buy and distribute my books and make money out of it. Don't just distribute it for free or something. Make money out of it. Even as cheap as it is, I'm going to give you cheaper 2 times more. So that you, or more than that, so that you could even make money and use that money to support these children. That money you are making from this book could support those more children. And that's why I want to say, for example, this one, Nigeria and the Nigeria economy, is for businessmen and for everybody who want to build business. This is how to build business on the level of a country. And now, I don't know, you have not read this book, Mountain of Ignorance. This is the problem with our continent. We need to get people to read this book and destroy ignorance in our land. You see how many years people have wasted in the churches. How to regain your lost years. Everybody in Nigeria needs to regain their lost years because they have wasted all these things in religion. That's why I'm writing these books. This dignity of labor, so that people will know that labor is dignified. But unlike what they are teaching them one day of favor. Where there is problem, there is money. For people to embrace problem, look for problem, just like you started looking for problem of those people and God just started blessing your life. Problems are a shortcut to your prominence. That is what is making you to come on now, because problem is your shortcut to prominence. And where there is money, where there is problem, there is money. The law of difference. This is what will make you to value those people. You already have who am I. 7 tips to self-fulfillment in life. You could be teaching these people even these principles. Not just send them to school, teach them the principles. How to build a secure financial future. All these books, they will revolutionize Nigeria. Have you read this one?
Not yet.
Money won't make you rich. It's a bestseller. This one is about Nigeria and leadership question. I don't know if you have it. Nigeria and the leadership question. These are the things that will revolutionize Nigeria, you don't have this also, how to make Nigeria the greatest country in the world. And you don't have this, how Nigeria economy can overtake American economy. You only read one and you're already like this. What will happen to you by the time you begin to read all these books?
So I'm ordering for them. I'm really ordering for them, because I think apart from affecting my own life, I think I need to impact other people's life. Now, the reason why I also want to start like a mini library where people can come and borrow the books, because 2 of my neighbors came to borrow your books. And when they see me, the guy has collected it for over a week. He said he didn't want to finish it. So he's just reading it and digesting it.
What particular book?
I think I can't even remember the exact
one. Just one of my books.
Yeah, one of the books. Yeah, I can't remember the exact one he collected.
And he doesn't want to give you back.
So when he started telling me that, I now felt, okay, people will hardly spend money on books. So why can't I find a way to have the books and ask them to come and collect it from me free of charge and give them 7 days to read? That's just my own
maybe
intention.
10 days is better.
Yeah, because I think if we have access to knowledge and then have and books like this, it will go a long way to help us to affect our society.
Yeah. Now, I just, we need to deliver. I think there is need for deliverance from church in Nigeria. But you have to start a campaign. I beg for people not to give their tithe to churches. Instead of that, unless they know that the church is using the tithe to better people's lives. If not, let them remove only 10% from that tithe and give it to the church if they really believe in the church. Otherwise, 90% of the tithe must be used to do what you are doing right now. Because now you want to go from 12 children to 100 children.
So I have only started so if you go through my Facebook, you will see that I'm even being diplomatic with the things I post and everything. Still, I'm not like Bamishaye or Success. I go through their posts and I see what they post. I say, if I put this, I will be crucified. But still, some of my friends are calling me Antichrist.
Already?
already. They're calling me Antichrist.
So what about if you do something like Babi Shaye and Anu is doing in Nigeria? They will put hired killers after you.
So one thing that is really encouraging me, one thing that encourages me is that some of them we engage in conversation, some of them on that Facebook. If you go to my Facebook, some of them through phone calls. But I see them agreeing with me eventually. So I feel everybody has Spirit of God in them. And maybe if they just listen to them and you peacefully tell them your own arguments about things. Because the Bible is the Constitution. If we say it's the Constitution, so let us follow it. So I see them agreeing with me, and I now feel, wow, if they can agree with me, then it's right, because these are also Christians, and they are agreeing with me. So some of them are calling me, if I go to, some of them will come, they say, Aburo Laja, Omo Laja.
That is like, you are my son.
Yeah, so I said, Omo Jesu, it's not about, God is just using DSA to open my eyes. That is it. You understand? And DSA has never come to say he is God. He doesn't even know me. He doesn't call himself my prophet. He doesn't say if I don't sow it to his life. And so one thing that also made me start listening to you is that how will a pastor be telling the whole world, including his church members, that they should not pay first fruit or pay tithes? I don't understand. The guy that I said collected my book is an assistant pastor in a church. And he said it was his pastor that was telling them on the altar that they should go and listen to Pastor Sunday Adelaja. That his pastor was telling them to go and listen. So he had to look for who Sunday Adelaja was and started listening to you. And this guy, in fact, the reason why he collected the book, I can't remember the book, but he said, you are the only pastor that said that he has ever had in his life, that said you should save part of your money. That you should save. He said he read one, I don't know what he read on the internet, and one of your books, maybe the preview of one of your books, and you were saying you should save 10 to 50%, or if you want to save between 30 to 50% of your income, so that you can escape from Uncle Sam. Okay, I think it was Uncle Sam he collected from me. Uncle Sam, yeah, that was what he collected from me. So I was wondering that, wow. So what I hear is that, yes, this is the book. Myself, because
So to you, it's strange that I, as a pastor, I'm telling people not to give first fruit and not to even pay tithe to the church, but to use it for good people, to go for good things. And then you should save your money for your family and for your vision and for your calling and for doing good for others, and to build your own wealth. That is what I teach.
I tell you, as sincere people, we affirm this, that many of them have not had it from their churches. Many of them.
Pastors don't talk those things.
Because there's no way you will save when they're asking you to give all. There's no way you will save when they're asking you to borrow money to do the work of God. There's no way. There's no way you say when the pastor is telling you that you should borrow money, go and borrow money so that we can do something. So when things like this are happening, I just feel, okay.
Pastors tell people to go borrow money?
So maybe I won't go to my church again. I don't know, but I still hope maybe in my local church. Yes, it's the local church in Abuja here. We just finished building. I mean, the church just finished building our own tents, and then, of course, the church needed money to build the tent because we're using a place where. Using a rented place. And the pastor stood and said, people should go and borrow money to finish this work. We should borrow money.
That is a criminal act.
Well,
in Nigeria, it's like you are living in a jungle over there.
I'm talking about my own church, and I'm telling you that my church is still one of the best churches, sir. I keep saying, if I will go to, I don't even see myself going to any other church, because my church is still one of the best churches. I can say this, it's still one of the best churches. But when things like this are happening, I started asking questions. I started getting answers to my questions. Because there will be an issue if you ask me to go and borrow money I don't have to build a temple. And the Bible said this, our body is the temple of God. So it is human being. You are not asking me to even borrow money to take to orphanage, to take to help the widows, to help the needy in church. And you're asking me to borrow money to finish a church building. So
which is cement and brick. Brick and cement. You should borrow money for brick and cement.
Sure.
Not for human being.
Not for human being. It's true. So I know, of course, many people will do that. But these are questions. I'm just convinced I'm doing the right thing. Because I think it's all about conviction. Yeah, I'm just convinced that I am now born again. That is it.
So you got born again after you started listening to DSA?
Yes, I got born again in May. That is what I'm saying. I got born again in May 2017.
When you started listening?
When I started listening.
So what happened before then?
Sir? No, I wasn't. Because, so people can also say, maybe because I wasn't reading my Bible before May, is possible. But even people who were reading their Bible, I don't see their life changing.
Yeah, just like pastors call in here. I have pastors, even pastors, bishops. I have bishops, GOs, who are calling into my program, and I know who they are. I know they are bishops who have churches under them. They are GOs. I can mention their names. They will not be against. Who are saying they are getting born again after they started listening, just like you.
Yes. So I just thank God. I just thank God that I went to Facebook that day. But I'm sure even if I had not gone to Facebook that day, I'm sure by now, I would have gotten this information. I would have gotten information because I just wanted God to be pleased with me. That's why I started paying tithe last year. Because like I told you, we always say that it's a sin not to pay it, and you are foolish if you don't pay it, and it's not for welfare. These are things I hear from the altar. So, but when I heard you and you were saying something opposite, I said, this man, I saw his poster in my church. That means they must respect him. Let me listen to him. Then when I read about you and I learned you have the biggest church, I saw the achievements. I met Pastor Edwin Amimi. Then he gave me downloaded messages. Then I didn't have to spend much except during the live broadcast like this to do it. Then I started listening. I said, wow. Then Pastor Amimi was telling me that he heard about it in 2006, and maybe he listened to it in 2006 and his life changed. Then I just felt my life is changing within just 1 week of listening. Within 1 week of, because when you quote those scriptures, if you quote 2 verses, I go to the old chapter and I read. I go to the old chapter and I read I read the old chapter to see if it's true, because it's easy to pick a verse or two to favor what you are saying. But another thing is that what are you gaining from what you are doing? That's what I keep asking myself. So my church, my pastor, and every other church, they have things to gain by doing what they are doing, by quoting the scripture or to defend what they are saying. But what are you gaining? You are gaining nothing. That's my point. You have nothing to gain by doing this. It's not as if we are bringing the money to your side. And I saw that you were popular before I even met you. So it's not as if you are looking for popularity or so. You were so comfortable. So what does this man want? I just felt maybe God has this to deliver us.
So why should you think that whatever a man does should be to gain something?
Sir, whatever we do as Christians in Nigeria now is to gain something. Our going to church, we are not going to church just for going sake. We don't pray just for praying sake. I listened to your prayer series, and I couldn't pray 98% of the prayer points raised anymore by anybody.
In Nigeria.
I noticed it's all about me. So I never knew that prayer is not even to fight battle. Prayer is not to ask things for myself. It's to communicate with God. It's
with your loving Father.
Yeah, I never knew. So when I told my wife about it, I asked her to read, and she saw that my prayer point changed. She was wondering, what is happening? You are not praying for us. You are not praying for us. I prayed for us. So the whole thing just changed. That I also couldn't know that I could even pray without opening my mouth. Now, because if I could pray without standing up or kneeling down or so. So I could actually lie in bed there and pray. And then there's this demonstration you have made that we can always position ourselves in that we're at the throne of God. It's not as if I've not heard it before, but when you spoke about solitude, the way you do solitude, I caught that. So I should just position myself like I'm sitting on the thigh of Jesus, and Jesus is sitting at the right hand, and I'm talking to a father like a child, who just loves his father and talking to the father, and the father is talking to him. So I keep positioning myself like that, and I feel great. I feel better. I feel God is closer. I feel him. So
if churches are not teaching these things, then what are churches teaching then?
So whatever it is that's reflecting today in our churches, whatever it is reflecting is what they are teaching. Okay. Because we go to church to solve our problems. We go to church to solve our problem. We may say we are worshiping, we are singing, but eventually at the back of our mind, there's something we need God to do. Because what we hear is
that is idol worshiping. That is plagiarism. Paganism.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Then, like I said, I married my wife from Winners Chapel, and when you spoke about paganism and you were talking about anointed oil, handkerchief, I never knew in my life that, even though I never subscribed to such things, I never really, but I know my wife had handkerchief, she had anointed oil, she had Shiloh sand, and she had Shiloh water. And she also had a Ribena she used to give me if I want to travel. Not a Ribena, a drink. Yeah, I know if I want to travel, she prays for me, and she gives me to drink. I just smile and I go. But when I saw this, when I taught her this, her faith has improved. She discarded all those things because I made her understand that we should believe in an invisible God. And in fact, the moment you believe in anything that is medium, anything that you can see, anything you can feel, you are a pagan. You are not a Christian. The moment you believe that you can reach the Father God through a man, you are a pagan. Because Testimony 2:15 says there's no man between God.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to now talk about the Libya challenge. So I want to use this opportunity to call upon all of you friends to do the $1 Libya challenge. What is $1 Libya challenge? We want to rescue all Black people from Libya, and we want to resettle them in Nigeria. So I'm calling upon all of you, go to GoFundMe, GoFundMe.com, GoFundMe, one word, GoFundMe.com/Libya One Challenge, Libya One Challenge. So GoFundMe.com, GoFundMe.com Libya One Challenge. And then the most important thing is for you to call upon 5 people by name, minimum 5 people to do the same thing. Let us make this go viral, everybody. I call upon you. Please go and put the banner and go and spread the word. So I'm hearing you, Opeyemi. So you mean you were able to convince your wife to forget all the medium, either a human medium or all the other, paganistic things?
I think that was around July or August, and by the grace of God, she now knows that she could actually communicate with God without those medium. She can actually, because even this just concluded Shiloh. She went. She went to the services in Abuja, and yesterday or day before yesterday was the day they prayed on anointed oil. She never came with any.
Wow.
She never came with, and I didn't force her. I just left her to do her things. But she said she wanted to go. So when she came, she showed the things she wrote down, and it's all about faith. Wow. So I keep telling her, and what they were teaching them was actually true. You understand? Because they're asking them to have faith in an invisible God. They're asking them to have faith in, but the practice is not as they are preaching.
Yeah.
Because the moment you have faith in anointed oil or handkerchief, then you don't have faith in an invisible God anymore. Yes. That is my proof to her, and she now understands that what I'm saying is right. So
now somebody is asking me, Pastor Sunday, do you believe in, right now, someone is saying, DSA, do you believe in prophetic action? What is prophetic action? Maybe you will know it. What is called prophetic action? I never heard of that one before.
Maybe that is prophetic declaration.
Just saying some words, eh?
When they say it,
so those fraud things that people like Oyedepo do, and that David, somebody from Port Harcourt.
When you say it, you come to it.
Deceivers. The African churches have become experts in deception. Anyway, in 30 minutes time, I'm coming on live. I'm coming on live in 30 minutes time to do our, normal broadcast. Today's topic, what is today's topic again, Sam? We have a topic for today. Anyway, it's all about brainwashing, how churches and pastors are brainwashing their members. And are you being brainwashed by your pastor? Is your pastor hypnotizing and brainwashing you? That's in 20 minutes, actually, in 25 minutes time. Is it 25? Yeah, 25 minutes time. That's what I'm going to be back talking about. And we'll be receiving calls that time. So anybody could call in to tell their story. But it was Opeyemi, right?
Yes.
Opeyemi. ADEOSUN.
ADEOSUN, yes.
You are now, this thing is recorded, This is going into history. You are becoming the new face of the new Christianity that is rising in Africa. You are a face of the new Christianity that is rising in Africa. And you are not going to be the only one. You are going to spread. We are going to be many. And since you now know that relationship with God does not demand church, and does not demand pastor, and does not demand medium, and does not demand this mountain, you will not come to this mountain again. Because those people who go to mountain are worshiping the God they don't know. So since you have now discovered God and you know God for yourself, this is the new generation of the Christians that are going to be raised up in this land. So for the people who want to get my books, because that's the book he read. He read one book only. One book and everything changed. He became a revolutionary and a reformer and a kingdom fruit. So if you want to get the books, it doesn't matter which one you want to get. This one is how to create your own net worth. This one is insulted by ungodliness. This one is poverty mindset versus abundance mindset. This one is no one is better than you. This one is let the heroes arise. This one is stop working for Uncle Sam. This one is creative and innovative power of engineers. This one is what to do with your time. This one is life is an opportunity. It doesn't matter which one you want to get. Write to DSAs. DSA is what they call me. DSAs books, one word. DSAs books, one word, @gmail.com. Or you go to, somebody is quoting something here for me. And God wrought special miracles by the hand of Paul. I've already dealt with that one. Go to my message. Go to my message on syncretism and go to my message on paganism. I dealt with that scripture thoroughly. So don't be quoting scripture here. You are too late. Go and listen to what I've said and taught before now. So for the people who want to get the books, go to write to DSAs books @gmail.com or go to my blog, Sunday Adelaja blog, sundayadelajablog.com/books. sundayadelajablog.com/book. Thank you so much, Opeyemi. We'll see you in 30 minutes. Blessings.
Blessings.
Yeah.